to the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. Here's your host, Pastor Happy Feet.
Hey y'all, this is Leandria Johnson and you're listening to Pastor DJ Happy Feet. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is us, the crew. We are in the building. This is the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. This is us, the crew, but none of us have the flu, but some of us is coughing like we got the crew.
That would be all of us.
Yes. And we all are almost starting to sound like Snuffleupagus. A lot of you young people don't know who Snuffy is. Snuffleupagus.
Hi, bird.
Yeah, see? But listen, Top Boogie, what's up?
Yo.
She's here. Mr. G, what's happening, man?
Nothing but. What's wrong with me? I don't know anymore.
Guess what, though, man?
What?
We got some special guests today.
Ooh, cool.
And I told my daughter, she said, what is y'all topic today? I said, I'm talking to a blind farmer. She said, who, you? You gonna play the blind farmer? I said, no, we really have one today. We're really going to be talking to one today. And so we'll be talking to him later on in the show, and we thank God for the opportunity to be here. Yo, y'all, listen up. We're here to bring you inspiration and information. So don't you dare think it's anything different. So, man, y'all got a new president. There's a new president of the United States of America. So that's done and over with. So we're on with the rodeo to make sure that we are to live the rest of our life like it's golden. So, and to continue to keep God first. That's the main thing.
Yes.
You know, so don't be freaking out, tweaking out, and acting all crazy and all of this stuff, because you got 4 years and president still can only do but so much. And we all got to make sure that we be a part of each other's life. And that's the main thing. We got to make sure that we continue to be the example of unity in the community, whether it's in the city, the county, your neighborhood, your state, the whole United States of America. And no matter what race or nationality you are, you can all get along. Can we all just get along? So today, y'all, Mr. G with a trivia fact is going to give us a trivia fact today, and we're going to go on mosey on with the show. Mr. G, you ready?
I am always
Mr.
ready.
G is here. He's ready. Always, he says. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, y'all heard what he said, ladies. He's always ready. So you call him up on 1-800-G-RIZZY. All right, Mr. G, the trivia facts. Go ahead, man.
Sight Beyond Sight podcast presents Random Trivia Facts with Mr. G.
Can't take y'all nowhere. All right. Now, last week we talked about Mary and Michael and their incident dealing with the sherry bottle and how Michael died of acute alcohol poisoning because of the 3-liter alcohol enema that he had. So I thought it would be interesting to look at a list of interesting things that happened when people tried to put things up their rectum that didn't go very well. So out of the list today, I wanted to talk about something that's actually in the medical logs. This is actually logged in medical books as an example of what not to do. This person, they didn't give the name, but this person about 20 years ago thought it would be a great idea to take a funnel, insert it in his rectum, and pour concrete mix in his rectum.
OMG.
And he thought this was a great idea until the concrete mix settled and firmed. So it literally sealed him up.
So he was full of it.
Yeah, he was literally full of it. So it caused an extensive surgery to not only break up the blockage, but to break up everything else that got sealed up in him because of the concrete mix sealing. Because once it sealed, it went into everywhere in him, and then it settled and it sealed there. So everything was like in place.
Gee, he
in
didn't
the
do that by
concrete.
himself, though. He could not have done that by himself.
There's no way.
No, somebody had to pour it in them, though. Did it. Did it.
But this is in the medical journal. This moron thought it would be a great idea to pour concrete mix up his rectum, not thinking it would be, thinking it would just stay liquid, and it did not stay liquid.
So, gee, would you do that?
No. The funnel alone, no.
Oh.
Did the funnel get stuck around the concrete? We got that funnel out of there.
What in the funnel is going on? They had to even take the funnel out.
I think once he thought everything was filled up, they pulled the funnel out, and then everything else closed.
Ooh.
So he was literally sealed.
Ooh.
Wow, man.
Still.
Which, of course, is not very healthy.
Not at all. Because the skin and all the healing that has to take place after that, man. That's crazy.
You had to rip it open, probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. G and the trivia facts, ladies and gentlemen.
So deal with that one in the cold weather.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been Random Trivia Facts with Mr. G. Well done, sir. Well done.
And this is the fine time to ask, do not ask Mr. G, does he have a rectum fetish? Don't y'all dare do that.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Listen, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We split up out of here now. Listen, we have us a special guest today. And y'all, before we do it, I think you guys got to make sure that you just get your minds ready and understand that this is a phenomenal thing, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. All the way from Tennessee. He's going to tell you exactly where he's from. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ask you, Mr. Jesse, you are now in the building. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. The name's Jason.
Jason. Did I say Jesse?
I think you did.
Yeah, I did. Jesse? That's not you.
I know after the concrete speech, I don't think I'll ever complain about being constipated again.
Yes, sir. You got that shot right, man. Mr. Jason.
Yes, sir. That is
Barber.
long and drawn out. That's right.
Yes, my man. All the way from, what part of Tennessee are you in?
I'm in southern Middle Tennessee. I'm about 50 miles southeast of Nashville, called a little community of Unionville. If you look on your map, you see Murfreesboro and Shelbyville, Tennessee. I'm about halfway in between.
Oh, man. That's something. That's way out yonder from us.
Out in the sticks.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, I think it's, what? Bobby's your last name?
Barber, like the barber shop.
Barbershop. Okay, Barber. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. J. Can I call you Jay?
You call me whatever you want to. Just don't call me late for dinner.
No. Yes, indeed. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. J here, y'all. I'm just going to tell you exactly his story. I came across a post on Facebook, and he's a farmer who just happens to be blind. And he was talking about using technology and all of these different things. And I thought it would be intriguing to have him on our show to be able to let other people know that, listen, there are no limits to this thing called blindness or disability. You know, if you drop the disc, you got the ability to be able to do anything that you put your mind to. And before I keep yapping, I'm about to let him tell you a little bit, and then we'll go on with the show. And Mr. Jason, so tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump into the farming business.
Well, like I said, I'm a legally blind cattle farmer. I've been born and raised right here in this little town of Unionville for all my life, which just over 54 years now. I actually own and operate our family farm, which has been handed down to me from, I'm the 8th generation. It's been in our family since 1866.
Wow.
Primarily it was, up till 1997 when I lost my grandfather. It was my grandfather, my dad, and myself. We kind of run it together. My grandfather was the head honcho of the show, and then my dad, myself. Grandfather passed away in 97, and then it was me and my dad, and we pretty much took care of everything for a long time. And Dad, probably prior to 2020, probably the last 5 or 6 years of his life, 7 years, he was diagnosed with onset dementia and Parkinson's. Even though he was, somewhat physically debilitated in certain instances with his Parkinson's, we worked together pretty much as a team. And when I say a team, probably in 1998, I was starting to have some vision issues. I actually worked for the county fire department here in Bedford County, Tennessee, which I grew up around it from about the age of 11, so it was a lifelong childhood dream of mine to be a career firefighter, which I did accomplish that dream in 1991 when I was hired on as a firefighter. I worked my way up through the ranks, which we were a small department then, so when I say moving up the ranks, it wasn't very hard to do necessarily. I mean, we didn't have any titles, but just the age and experience. And in about 98, I guess you would say, we started noticing at the department that there was something going on with my vision. Started out more or less night issues. I was diagnosed after some tests run and back and forth with different doctors. It was determined that I had retinitis pigmentosa. The eyesight slowly got worse, and with us being a small department, it was pretty much understood that if you were on the department, being of short personnel, that you were going to have to drive a fire truck. Well, something about being blind and driving a fire truck just wasn't going to work too good.
Right.
So it was a mutual understanding. I voluntarily stepped down, left the fire service, and I went into as a 911 dispatcher. And so, meaning I couldn't safely drive an emergency vehicle, but I was still able to drive my own vehicle. So I continued as a 911 dispatcher from 2007. There again, back to the farming. My dad and I, we continued to operate it together. He retired, and he primarily stayed with the farm, and then I was kind of his left-hand man, I guess you would say. Mm-hmm. And he took care of the farm, and I done the fire service and dispatching. And once my eyesight finally deteriorated enough that I had to kind of give up the dispatching aspect of it, I quit driving, and we just then determined that we were both going to kind of run the farm together. He was retired and such as that. So when I go back to the team, with his dementia and Parkinson's, he still had good eyesight. For me, I was physically able to do a lot of things, but my eyesight, so more or less, he was the eyes of the team, and I was, for lack of better words, the brawn. Not bragging, but that's just, I was, so to speak, the muscles of the group.
There you go.
Took care of the physical aspect of things that need to be done. So we worked together well, but, time passed on. 2020, August 2020, he passed away from his condition. His health finally deteriorated, which, like I said, it was my grandfather, my dad, and then me. Well, when my grandfather passed and my dad passed, it was just me. I'm one of 5 siblings. That's no disrespect to any other siblings, but they weren't very interested in farming.
Right.
I grew up on it, my grandfather's shadow. But with that said, we knew that my eyesight was, going to deteriorate with retinitis pigmentosa. There's no cure, no treatment. So and my dad, we both accepted the fact we didn't know how long he was going to be able to continue farming. So we began the transition of trying to set the farm up to where I could safely do things on the farm and continue farming as long, because I promised my dad, even well before we thought he was going to pass away, I said, I will keep this going as long as I can. Physically, whether it's financially, health reasons, or whatever, I will go as long as I could. And I made that promise to him. So that's more or less how it got me into the farming aspect. Now, to develop, and I told you, through our communications, it's a pretty extensive story of where, for lack of better words, God put me in the position I'm at now. It took a long time, and it didn't really dawn on me until the last recent years that Proverbs 16:9 says, a man will pick his path, but God will guide his steps.
Yeah.
Well, I think a person can pick their path without knowing they're picking their path, if that makes sense.
Perfect.
And I think my path was picked when I was a kid, but I just didn't realize that's what I had done. So like I said, growing up on the farm, been part of it all my life. That's all I ever really known, and knew I was going to be doing that as long as I could. The fire service, that was a path that I chose for a long time, because when the Unionville, the local fire department, started here in 1982, my dad was the first chief. He was one of the founding members, and I was fortunate enough that growing in with the department, even though I was a kid, I was part of the group, because we were so broke, or should I say, they were so broke when we started trying to get the department off the ground. We couldn't afford one of the rescue Randys to do their trainings with. Well, it was Rescue Jason.
Yeah.
We couldn't buy a dummy, so I was their dummy. So, they used me in training and dragging me out of houses and stuff like that. And, I just stayed with it. Fast forward, and like I said, I'll try to get a most abbreviated version. Fast forward, I stayed in it. When I turned 18, was able to legally become a member of the department. I joined the department, fulfilled that, and that was in November 1988. And finally in 1991, September 1991, I was able to fulfill the dream of being a career firefighter, and continued that up till 1998, which unfortunately said I had to leave that. But when I got into dispatching, I was able to actually fulfill a better dream than I thought, meaning with the fire department, I was only helping firefighters. With dispatching, I was able to help everybody, law enforcement, EMS, fire, just so many other people. So I developed doing that, and while I was at the fire department, I did their public relations, did all the fire prevention for the schools. And my mom and dad both, growing up, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the JCs. It's a civic group, and there was a chapter here, and they started it. So I was able to...
Yes, we have a chapter here in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I knew they were nationwide. I just didn't know exactly where all. But I was able to follow them, and that grew into being involved with a community engagement, per se. Being able to get out in the community, do certain things, meet people. It's like I told you, I'll talk to a fence post. I don't care. Whoever talks to me, I'll talk back, and I love meeting people. And then there again, I think that's just a gift that good Lord put on me to be able to communicate and do that. Well, gaining experience in the fire department set me up for one of the biggest challenges in my life that I hope that nobody would ever have to experience. Like I said, I'll fast forward a few years. I'm going to say around 2010 or so was when my dad was diagnosed with dementia, Parkinson's, what have you. And February 14th of 2000, let me back up. my mom, I'm not talking about my dad, but my mom was the intricate part of things. Even though she wasn't necessarily directly involved with the farm, when my eyesight started going, Mom was the type of person, she's gonna do the mama thing.
Yeah, you can't leave her out now.
She's gonna get you where you need to go. She took care of the doctor's appointments, driving me around, getting me certain places, and doing that. So she was definitely an intricate part of the farming operation, even if she wasn't directly involved in it. She'd help with some of the bookkeeping and stuff like that. Well, February the 14th of 2018, of course, about being Valentine's Day, my mom had just recently been discharged from having back surgery, and she'd been in a rehab center. So she wanted, or should I say my dad wanted, to take my mom to one of her favorite places in Shelbyville to eat. So I said, go for it. You know, it's Valentine's Day. You and Mom, y'all go do the lovey-dovey thing and go enjoy a nice meal. Well, my mom, being the person she is, she calls me up and she said, hey, you going? And I'm like, no, I'm not going. This is you and Dad's moment. You guys go enjoy. Of course, I said, being the way she was, she said, hey, it's just another day. Get in the car and go with us. I said, well, hey, free food? I'm in. Let's go. So I loaded up with him. We went into town like it was any normal, everyday get-together. Unloaded out of the car. Now, my dad was always the type that would be the leader, meaning me and Mom would kind of stick together. Dad would walk ahead 50 feet, 100 feet away. He'd stop, wait on us to catch up, and then he'd go further. Well, just that particular day, you know, by divine intervention or whatever you want to call it, Dad decided that he was going to stay with Mom. Like I said, she was still kind of getting over this back surgery. So I proceeded to the crosswalk, to the little restaurant. It was on the square in Shelbyville, smack downtown Shelbyville. And I get to the crosswalk. Of course, being visually impaired, you know as well as I do, you get a sense. You feel a sense.
Yeah.
Traffic. And you listen. You listen more than you can't do the old stop, look, and listen.
Right.
But you can stop and listen.
That's it.
And I crossed over the street, and they was behind me, probably 15 feet or so. Well, I heard a tire bark. If you know what I'm talking about, a yellow squeal.
Yes.
I literally just stepped up on the other side of the sidewalk, on the other across the street. And I thought, what was that? And I looked around, and lo and behold, there my parents both lay in the middle of the street, no response. There had been a truck, a Dodge pickup truck, come around the curve into the crosswalk and mowed them both down. Now, you're talking about a moment in life that what is going on here? When it seemed like it took me an eternity to get back to them. But they were probably no more than 10 feet from me, but it seemed like 100 yards. I get there, my dad is laying flat of his back, no response. Now again, like I said, being involved in emergency services for so many years, I knew this is bad.
Right.
And I couldn't get Dad to respond, so I thought, okay, my dad's gone. He's dead right here in the street. I went over to my mom, and she was kind of sitting up, but that's just the way she landed. She didn't sit up herself. She was unresponsive. She had labored breathing, and I could tell by her respirations this wasn't good. So I was like, okay, now what? So I called 911. Of course, there again, being in emergency service for years, I knew. Also, being a 911 dispatcher, when I called, I knew I could give the information that they needed because I had already experienced it.
Right.
Well, after making the call, my dad, I heard, this will get into the farming blind. Well, this will get into my story, but my nickname around here is Duck. That's what everybody calls me. Everybody's called me that for years. My family, everybody calls me Duck. If they call me Jason, they either don't know me or they're ticked off at me.
Yes.
So I pretty much answered the Duck. But anyway, I heard my dad, I heard the words Duck. What happened? I was like, breath of fresh air. Dad's still with us. And my focus by that time, the emergency service had pulled up. They started tending to Mom. I gave them all the information they could. I went to Dad. Of course, I was not going to tell him how bad he was. I just told him I was taking care of Mom. But I knew Mom was gone. You know, she didn't officially pass until the next day. But you know, I just knew she wasn't going to make it, and I had to take care of Dad. And like I said, now my mom, she was the rock of the family. She took care of all the medications. She took care of all the appointments. But for some reason, God set this whole thing up with Mom having her back surgery, which me being the closest sibling, I had already kind of become Dad's caregiver. I had already learned about his medications, his doctor's appointments, and all this kind of stuff. So God had already set this up for me to take care of him once she was gone. So she passed away the next day, or she was the 15th. And but another divine intervention of this, after the funeral and all of that, my brother, this is where we're going to get into the farming aspect. My brother actually lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he and his wife, well, now ex-wife, but their daughter run cross country. And we're going to fast forward to this is still 2018, about August or September, I guess. My sister-in-law at that time was talking to one of the teammates' mom, and then she asked her, said, "What do you do?" And she said, "I work for the University of Tennessee in the agriculture department." Okay, well, that's cool. What exactly do you do with them? She said, "Well, I work in a program called Agribility." Agribility, what's that? Well, our purpose is to help farmers. We're a nationwide, we're in like, I think, 13 or 14 states, nationwide program to help farmers who are disabled continue farming in some fashion, no matter what their impairment is.
Oh, wow. That's what's up.
And she lit up. And she was like, "Have you ever been to Bedford County?" And she said, "Well, yeah." She said, "One of our university agricultural extension offices there in Bedford County." And so she told them about me. Okay, now bear in mind, at this point, I'm still using a cheap Samsung flip phone. And the only way I could really read my text, I was having a little pair of reading glasses. I'd have to flip it up and look at it that way there. And so her name was Eileen. She and my local ag extension officer came down, and I could do most anything on the farm. I can work with my cattle. I can still drive the tractor. People say, "Okay, if you're blind, how do you drive a tractor?" Well, first off, I'm not completely blind. There's a difference in being totally blind and legally blind. And I said, I've been on this farm for 50-something years. I know about every nook and cranny on it. I built part of the fences on it. I tell you, I can probably blindfold myself and go anywhere I want to. So I still know my way around this farm. But anyway, so Eileen came and met, and I said, one of my problems is here, all my livestock have ear tags with numbers in them. I can't read the ear tags. I can log it. My dad, he would always log it in the computer on Excel spreadsheets and stuff like that. But as far as me, my limitations were becoming more and more evident. So she put me in contact with the local vocational rehabilitation office. I had to more or less sell what I was trying to do. I said, I'm not here to make money. Let me back that up. I know I'm not here to make a lot of money. I'm just here to keep this family farm rolling as long as I can, because my ancestors have done it since 1866. I don't want to let it go until I have to. And I said, I'm just trying to find a way to make this happen. Well, after quite a bit of convincing, because they want to help you keep working and get a job. Well, I'm not necessarily getting a job.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to keep this going as a job. I'm not going to be an employee, but I know my dad's got Parkinson's and dementia, and he won't be here forever. So I need to be ready when the good Lord calls him home to carry on. And so they accepted me, and then put me in contact with some assistive technology specialists, I guess you would say.
Yes.
I finally was in contact with a group out of Jackson, Tennessee called the Star Center. They came out and evaluated me and started the process of some assistive technologies. But the thing about it was learning for them.
Right.
And I say learning.
Exactly, especially during that time.
Don't go anywhere. We got more inspiration and information for you right after this. Need to turn that box of old videos in your closet and basement into digital format? Let Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment convert your old VHS movies for you. Restore and share family memories from 20 years ago, and you can watch your digitized videos on your computer, your tablet, your smartphone, or TV. Call us at 864-529-5360 or reach out to us on our Facebook page or by email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com. Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is now giving piano, drums, and vocal lessons to all those who are interested. Looking for a place for you or your group to record your project? Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment has the available studio time you're looking for. For more information on how to book your studio time or to sign up for lessons, call us 864-529-5360. Reach out to us on Facebook, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment, or by email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com.
This your girl, Ty Boogie, and I want to welcome you back to Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. Enjoy.
Before we get deeper into the technology part, we're going to get ahead and do the Ask the Pastor segment. And we're going to play a couple of questions here. So Ty said there's some good ones. I haven't heard these. I don't never hear them before they come in. So we're going to give it a shot. So, Ty, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Your phone should be up a good bit. All right. Let's go then.
This is a question for the pastor. What does it mean when it says lean long? Lean long.
Oh, I got it. He said,
Okay.
What it mean when it said lean long? That leave me alone. That means don't bother me. When somebody say lean long, I don't even know how to say it. Leave alone. Leave him alone. Don't bother him. Do not mess with him because you're about to get told to the off. Mm-hmm. Leave him alone. However you say it, I know when I hear it.
The less people use proper English, the more the beat down gonna be. So just let
there
them
you go.
Let them go.
Leave alone. Leave alone. All right, you got another one?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, my name is Harvey, and I wanted to ask the pastor, how do you go about telling someone they smell bad?
How do you go?
This lady in my church, and every time she sit down, woo-wee.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, how do you go about telling somebody they smell bad? Because this lady in the church is ooh-wee. Every time they sit down, there's something.
Yeah.
I guess you can have a built-in air freshener built in front of that chair or pew. The one, the kind that spray automatically you can put on the timer. They got the battery in it. Put that little short can in there. Go every now and then. And maybe that'll help out. And maybe they'll get a hint. Or you could just write a letter. Or go sit somewhere else in the church. I don't know what else to tell you, brother. But ooh-wee. That must be some ooh-wee. Or tell them, tell them what your grandma used to do. That little bag of hot water, that little water bag they used to have hanging back behind the bathroom door. That little high heated water bag, whatever that bag thing is with them water holes in on it. Y'all know about that?
Yeah, I know.
You heard, but you know what I'm talking about, G?
Mm-hmm.
How come we doing? She acting like she's surprised. Oh, wait, what are you talking about? That daggone water bag with the water holes in it. On it. And sit in that tub, woman. You got another one?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Hello, my name is Noraya Centena Norejo, and I was calling the pastor to see if you ever mistaken a female for a male, and what was the result?
Okay, this question was, ladies and gentlemen, but the pastor, have he ever mistaken a female for a male, and what was the result? But that name, though.
I know, right?
That name. Okay, Miss Rijo. That was the only thing I got out of that. That's a good question. Now, on the phone, I absolutely did, and I just felt so bad. When I be talking to a woman and it sounds like a man, and they say, hello, how you doing? And I'm like, oh my God, yes, sir. And then, sometimes it even be vice versa, but never in person. I would never. Boy, I tell you, it would be a bad situation. You come to me talking about you was a female, and you end up being the male. Boy, you gonna be there won't be no post office thing going over here. You will not be licking any stamps over here. So no, I never had that done in person. So on the phone, miscommunication, mistaking a female for a male, yes. That was in the results about it. I felt bad after I hung up. How many more? You got one more?
Got one more.
All right, come on with it.
Hey man, this Big Joe. I call on that Ask the Pastor segment to ask the pastor the serious question. What would you do, man? Me and my lady friend, we went out on a date, right? After 2 months of dating, she told me everything was real. That was the first time seeing her, right? She was beautiful. Make a long story short, we walked to her car and we shared a passionate kiss afterward. Only to come find out, man, during sharing that passionate kiss, that her teeth fell out in my mouth. Man, I didn't know whether to push her, kick her, scream, run, or do what, man. I don't even know if I want to talk to her no more. So what would you do, man?
Jason, this is the last one. This dude just said, he said he took his girlfriend out on a date. And the first time meeting them, and they was sharing a passionate kiss, and her teeth fell out in his mouth. And he ain't know whether to push her or kick her, whatever the case may be. So what in the world should he do here?
Well, the first thing you do is give her back her teeth.
That would be
It was in his mouth.
Yeah. Give them back to you. Take them out and give it back to her.
Yeah.
She didn't use that much denture glue.
Why you crying?
I just can't imagine that. I feel sorry for a bro. To have somebody else's teeth in your mouth?
Your feet.
Yeah, I did.
He didn't know where to kick her.
Oh, he didn't know where to kick her, push her. But listen, brother.
What kind of kiss was that?
This must have been real passionate. It was passionate, G.
Yeah, he said passionate.
Okay.
It was passionate, man. This is amazing. Okay. I don't even know, Brother Jason, I don't even know what to tell this fella here, man.
Man, I just pray right now, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Father God, we ask you, we come to you humble as we know how, but we ask that brother had given in return the teeth and have not kept them for his future self. And Lord, please let her go to denture glue class, and they show her how to put this stuff on. And we ask his,
Want not.
And they, yes, in his name, amen.
Maybe he could find the guy that used the concrete mix and give,
there you go.
and give her the concrete mix.
There you go. Oh my God. Man, that had me crying. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Ask the Pastor segment. Y'all keep them calls coming in. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are over in 21 countries, so we want to make sure that we continue to grow and make this show the greatest show until we continue to get, until we make sure we get the attention and recognition that we deserve. All right, y'all, here we are. We still talking to Mr. Jason Barber, and a farmer who happens to be legally blind, and he's telling us a story. So where we are now is where we're getting into the good part, where we talk about the technology and stuff like that. But Jason, first one I want to ask you before you go back into it, are you married and have any children?
No children. I'm married.
Yes, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no children. That's farm life. No, children. I don't really know anybody to
you're
down to, so I'm the last of the group,
You're the last of the crew?
I'm the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, the last of the Mohicans. All right, so we here and we on the technology part. So when you get to the Jacksonville people come out, and what happens after this?
Yeah, this group, like I said, out of Jackson, Tennessee, and they recommended some technologies, but
I said Jacksonville.
Jackson.
Like we're in Mississippi, right?
Well, there you go, Jackson, Mississippi. That's right.
Oh God, okay, we're in Tennessee. Go ahead, brother.
But it was a big learning curve for them because vocational rehab and this group, they had never been around or tried. They helped a lot of people with mobility and farming, dealing with plants, say orchards and vegetable growing, but a blind guy working with livestock, let alone, I'm not talking a goat or a sheep. I'm talking, a 1,200-pound cow. It don't make a lot of sense. So I'm having to coach them along and say, this can't be done. I just need you to help me get to this point, and I'll handle the rest.
Yeah.
And so we were just trying to find the technology to do what we needed. Assistive technology's been around for a long time, but it hasn't been around a long time either. If you take as long as farming is, it's to be put in biblical terms, assistive technology like a mustard seed. It's just little bitty, compared to what the world is at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to adapt it, but there's a lot of trial and error. They would give me some technology, and I would try it. A lot of times it wouldn't work, even though it would be the simplest of gesture that I'm wanting to do. I just want to see this number on this cow's ear, this tag, and the technology just wouldn't do it as easily. But I'm a characteristic of my dad, a problem solver. I know what it's designed to do, but I want to know what it can do.
Right.
It may be designed to do this, but let's take it further and see what it can do.
Yes.
So
push it.
So that's like you say, push the limits.
Mm-hmm.
So we would try different technologies, and it's been a blessing to the aspect that even as I tell people, as my eyesight's got worse, the technology's gotten better.
Yeah.
You think about it, the technology, just farming in general. Let's just use farming. In the world, you take 200 years ago, it hadn't changed a bunch from 200 years to 50 years ago. But you take the last 50 years to now, it's changed dramatically.
Yes, sir.
So, and I'd say in the last 5 years since I've been involved, it's changed a lot. And then in the last 2 years, with the incorporation of AI into things, that has really, really become the game changer.
Yes, sir. And it's not through, nowhere near.
No. I mean, I was showing some. We've got a little. I mean, this is country here, so I've got the little market below the house, and I go down there about every morning and meet up with locals, and we have our cup of coffee and eat our breakfast and discuss the world problems, and sometimes we'll cause a few of the problems. But and I was showing one of the guys down there one day. He's big in the Southern, which I'm Baptist, and he's big in the Southern Baptist. And I was showing him this AI, and he said, "Oh Lord, that AI, that's going to be that's the devil.
That's the devil,
yeah. That's the end of the world.
That's the mark of the beast." I could hear him too.
I said, "You know what?" I said, "You're on the other end of the scope."
Yeah. Hello.
You know, you're not seeing what AI can do. You're just seeing. You want to know. You want to talk about what you think it can or can't do. But I said, "Well, I see it. The good Lord gave somebody the gift to create this."
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you know, we just taking one of His tools and doing what we got to do.
Yes, indeed. You know? Use it for what's the good for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I said, it can be used for bad, just like anything. I mean, there's a lot of people thought the internet's the same thing, but now you can't get by without it.
No, hello. Hello.
You know? So I'm just saying, you know, you can take it and anything you can make bad out of it. But that's been... So I'm trying to think of this, because so what technology have these settled on? Well, of course, my iPhone. Like I said, I'd used a flip phone for the longest time. When I switched over to the iPhone, of course, that was a big culture shock for me, because I went from a flip phone to that. Yeah. And I can't. And if you, which I'm assuming in our conversation, you got an iPhone as well.
Yes.
You can't just take a normal iPhone user and say, "Can you show me how to do this?"
Right.
Because all your gestures are completely different from what a normal, well-sighted person.
Yes.
So my better half, she's got an iPhone, and I've got an iPhone, but she can't use my phone because everything's different. Mm-hmm. But and you know, there's a lot of paid things out there, but the Be My Eyes. Well, I started out with the Seeing AI.
Right, and it has improved.
That's improved the best.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, I'm the type that, I even told the people that was buying me this assistive technology, I said, look, free is for me. So if I find something free, that's what I'm going to do. And of course, Seeing AI was free, and then I used it, and I was able to make it work. I mean, it still wasn't efficient, but it was a lot better not having anything. Yeah. And then, I don't know if you're familiar with Sam Seavey of the YouTube channel The Blind Life.
Yes.
Okay, I've got to know Sam, and we've actually met, and now, you know, but he introduced the Be My Eyes and incorporated AI, Be My AI, back in, I'd say it was probably February or so.
Yes, that's when it did.
And that was, he was describing it, and I thought to myself, I said, I wonder how this will help me on the farm. So I was on the farm, I was on my little four-wheeler easing around my livestock, and there was a group of cows out there, and I took a picture. I said, let's just see what this can do. Let's see if it'll do what we think it might be able to do. And I took a picture of it. It said there's a black cow standing in the field looking at the camera with a calm look on its face. It said there's a tag in its ear with the number 35. It said there's three or four cows. There's 3 or 4 cows behind it laying down. The grass is green and brown, like it's either late fall or early spring. There's trees in the background with hardly no leaves on it. It was giving me all this information that I was like, whoa.
Wow,
and to top it all off, it says there's a pile of cow dung laying right behind the cow.
That's what we need to know right there.
I tell you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. It said that.
No.
And I could not believe it.
I believe you.
I said, how does it know it ain't a pile of anthill, a pile of mud? I mean, it knew
exactly what it was. Yeah, man. So, have you heard of the Meta Ray-Bans yet?
That's next on my bucket list. I've been on the recently with AI. I've tried with the Chat GBT. This is perfect scenario, which again, that's still new, is if you, with ChatGPT and or the Google Gemini, if they could perfect the live video feature, that if you have your video camera up on your phone and you're walking along and it gives you real-time, precise information, that's going to be the game changer.
Oh my God! Yes.
I don't care if it's Gemini or GBT or Ray-Ban. Whenever that gets perfected, it's gonna solve a lot of people's problems.
Yes. And that's how the Be My Eyes has compared itself with the Meta Ray-Bans. Yeah. And also on this next update, then it's going to be able to translate languages.
Yeah.
So you could be sitting there and somebody could be talking, and you could be hearing the other people's conversation, and it could be translating for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy how fast it's moving now. You know, it's like it's shoved into overdrive in the last few months.
Yes. So how many cattle do you have, and how big is your farm?
Well, my farm is the one that I actually own and take care of. It's 100 acres, and I've got about 16 mama cows, 2 big old bulls, and right now I'm at about 15 calves or so.
Okay.
So, you know, I've got just enough to keep me busy.
Yeah. Are you selling any of the milk or anything?
No, I do sell the cattle. You know, about twice I raise the calves and sell them off for beef.
Gotcha.
And what have you. My primary income right now is I raise hay. I cut hay and stuff like that. Like I said, I still can do that. I mean, I may not be as efficient at it as some people, but I tell people, I say, hey, if I'm out cutting my own hay and I leave a little bit, who cares? It's my hay. I'll do what I want to do.
Hello.
That's right.
You know.
Hey, let it burn.
I just tell them, I said, hey, what can I say? I didn't see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
No.
But I do the fencing, I do the livestock, and I'm working on ways of. I use the notes app on my iPhone to inventory and keep track of my livestock. Every time I get a new calf, I put a tag in its ear, and I do whatever I got to do there, and I'll log it so I can basically on the fly. My voiceover reads that information to me. I'm working with different. As a matter of fact, this agribility program that I'm telling you about is nationwide. I've been to for the last 3 years. Let's see, in 22, I went to Madison, Wisconsin, to a conference, and then 23, it was Spokane, Washington. This last March, it was in Atlanta, Georgia, and then this next March coming up, we're going to Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Wow!
And I'm actually, and out of the last 2, I've actually got to speak in some sessions. And this session, one of the farm vocational rehab, or should I say, assistive technology specialist, I'm doing a co-session, doing one with him. And I'm showing people how I'm working on slowly incorporating way around into my livestock operation.
Okay.
Are you familiar with way around?
No.
Okay, it's a low frequency tag system. It's where you can set it's a free app on your phone, and you purchase these little electronic tags in different forms, and you can stick it to whatever. You can stick them to a can of corn. You can stick them on a shirt. You can stick them where, and then your phone reads it and tells you what it is. You can program it to fit whatever it is.
What I'm thinking about, it was a handheld device. It was called something different than the tags. But now you're able to do it on your phone.
Yeah.
That's really good, man.
So that's just one of them that, again, when I talked to that company, they're based out of Texas, and told them what I kind of was wanting to do. There again, it's not what it's designed to do. I'm going to make it do what it can do, and they never heard about somebody trying to use their application to inventory livestock.
Yeah, man, it's a growing thing, man.
Yeah. But I'll, I know time's limited, but I will say that any of your listeners or you guys that's interested, And I don't know if you caught it on my post, but I actually have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was about to ask you to tell them people on how they can follow you and see the work that you do.
Yeah,
it's definitely intriguing.
Like I said, my nickname is Duck, so I created about a year ago. I created a YouTube channel, Farming Blind with Duck. You can look it up, search it. I've actually got a Facebook page with the same name, Farming Blind with Duck. And I'm just, I'm just an old country boy doing some videos showing people how I can do things. Some people call it inspiration, encouragement. I just show people that, as my grandfather used to say, Kate never could do anything.
Yep, that's me.
Yep.
That's what we say here.
And even though you get discouraged, another one of my grandfather's famous sayings he told my mama years and years ago when I was a baby, it ain't the things that can't be helped that bother me. If you get that, meaning if you can't help it, it ain't gonna bother you.
Man, that's deep right there, man.
Yeah,
say it again one more time for the show.
It ain't the things that can't be helped that bother me.
No.
And the reason that come from when I was born, my mom and dad lived with my grandparents for a little while, and my mom apologized to my grandfather for keeping him up during the night because apparently I was a crybaby.
Yeah.
And he said, that's what he said. It ain't the things that can't be helped that bother me.
That's it. You can't help it.
Meaning, if you can help it and you still do it, that bothers him.
Exactly. point blank.
But and I'll say, with about the YouTube channel and all, this is where it's a test for you and your listeners. And I tell everybody when I speak, I looked right before I come on to this session.
Yep.
And I was at 365 subscribers. So if I don't see that number go up, after this,
there's a problem, cuz.
We got to do some communications around here now.
Yes. And then you will find the link to your YouTube channel, and we will also post it on the page.
And I'll tell you, in all seriousness, though, and this is just how I am. If you do subscribe, or I don't care if you really subscribe, if a person sees the videos, comment, and not necessarily comment, brag or anything, just comment and tell me where you're from, because I love to know how far I'm reaching out.
Yes. Or you can message the channel as well. You go straight to his email.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to see that.
Yeah, just shoot messages, comments, or whatever. I just like to know how far I'm reaching out. But, I just... as the technology, as I find something that I can do with the technology that other people can potentially use, and that's what I tell some of these companies that I work with. I'm like, look, if you can fix it where I can use it, even well-sighted people can benefit.
YouTube Studios, you can go and check your algorithm too.
That's right.
You've heard of that?
Yeah, YouTube Studio. Yeah, I've got that out.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Yeah.
And you know how
far
that you reach.
I'm learning. I'm not a YouTube savvy person, but I like I said, I'm just an old country boy. This is the only way I know how to get the word out.
Right. And one more thing, once you get the Meta Ray-Bans, now it's going to be off the chain. You can do your live recording in your YouTube channel, video recordings straight from your glasses, man. And the audio is really cool. It's giving you that hands-free. And different things like that. So you can either do the clear lens or you can do the shades.
Gotcha.
So either one that you would want, man. So man,
the Star Center people I was telling you from Jackson, Tennessee, they're actually coming down Monday, I think it is. We've got a meeting, and they're going to. What I wanted to do, they've got a pair of Ray-Bans, and I said, let's try it before you buy it.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, man, you're going to love it, man. You're not going back, brother.
Well, I'm excited to try it, that's for sure.
It helps me a lot in the store. I do vending, and it helps me a lot knowing the products, seeing and knowing everything, where everything is. And a lot of other users tell me they use it for their everyday life in their house. Like, what is that in front of me? Where is this? What color is that? What's going on here? What's happening in the world today? You can talk to it just like you would talk to a human being. And they're about to get it to where they're having that AI with a continuous conversation where you don't have to continue to keep saying, hey, Meta. So
that's right.
It's man, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be excellent on that 100. I wish I had 100 acres.
Yeah, if they could ever get it tweaked to where you could take a little bit of the best of each of them and put it into one package. You know, if you could take the Chat GBT, the Gemini, if you could put it all into one.
Man, what a monster, man! What we would have.
That would put the happy in happy feet.
What you say? Yes, indeed. My dumb self was about to say, how he know that? Oh, yeah, man. Give me my 40 acres and a mule. I'll be all right.
Man. You come on down to Middle Tennessee and we'll pop up a fishing pole and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, man. That's amazing, man. I am so happy, man, that we've definitely got the met, and we are going to definitely stay in touch, as we said. So, so that can possibly even happen, man. So I could be able to, you know, get out there and visit such a place like that, man. And and try it, and just we'll be able to walk around and talk to the cows. I won't do like that dude did in Florida to that horse. And this is a true story.
Do you listen? That's probably a silly question. You listen to rap music?
Yes, I'm a DJ too.
Okay, look up, and I'm gonna blow your socks off here. Look up on YouTube, Big Smo, BIGSMO. He's my cousin. And he's a rapper from down here. It's what he calls a hip hop. It's more of a country rap.
Yeah.
And let's look it up. The Real Big Smo. And a lot of his videos, he actually had an A&E show a few seasons, several years ago, that they came out and done some filming right here on the farm.
Oh wow!
So a lot of that show and stuff was filmed on our farm. You could probably look it up YouTube A&E. The Real Big Smo, but he's gone. He's not doing as much music now, but he's doing a little bit. Yeah. But I wanted to kind of, you know, if you wanted, and with some of his videos, a lot of them is shot on our farm, just right there on location.
Oh wow!
So it kind of gives you, it'll give you a little broader view of our farm, the layout, and different things, and which is funny. It's kind of funny in a way. Here I am on a farm raising beef cattle for a big fat steak, and he's vegan.
Well, Big Smoke.
Big Smoke, that's right. Yeah, he loves. Well, he ain't the reason he was Big Smoke because he's a big old boy, but since he went plant-based and vegan, he's lost 225 pounds.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's
so he's
pretty
Little
cool.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Here I am crying about that. I'm 206. I was always 190 something, man. I got to get back in shape.
Hey, it happens.
Man.
What do they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
And hate the game. Yes, indeed. But Jason Barber, it was a pleasure, man. I'm talking to you, man. And thank God that we came across and our paths have crossed, and we would love to have you back on the show again.
Yeah, I told you, I'm willing to do whatever.
And
maybe one day I'll get out. We do in studio.
Yeah, oh man, that'll be a blessing, man. Yeah, got a place where you can stay.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let these people go for the snow start hitting hard. It's snowing up there.
Oh yeah, it's been like 20 degrees for the last 2 days here.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, it's cold. Cold.
And what part of Tennessee that was again?
I'm about 50 miles southeast of Nashville.
Yeah, what he said. Y'all heard him. Y'all check him out. Don't forget to mention the YouTube channel. Give them YouTube channel one more time.
Yes, Farming Blind with Duck. Farming Blind with Duck.
And we will make sure that we have that link on the Sight and Beyond site page so you can be able to go check it out. Thank y'all so much. Go ahead, Jay.
If you mention the pastor's name on my channel, it won't get you nothing, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah, what he said. Tell him that Happy Feet sent you.
Absolutely.
Let's get on over to the farming page and make sure that we definitely support everybody. Mm-hmm. So,
yes,
and I'm going to check out that Big Smoke, too. I'm going to check it
out. Yeah. Send me a message when you check him out.
I will, man. I definitely will. So, Top Boogie, what we telling them to do?
Let it hurt
let it heal, and let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. We out, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
God bless.
All right. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast, a podcast of inspiration and information, a production of Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. If you have a question that you would like to submit to the podcast to be answered by Pastor Happy Feet and the crew, drop us a voicemail at 864-256-0922. Also, check out more episodes and content on our Facebook page, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment, on X at Podcast Site 4, and reach out to us via email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com. God bless, and always remember,
Let it hurt, let it heal, and let it go. Peace.
Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is your home for quality, professional DJ and photography services, school functions, church events, weddings, you name it. Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is here to help make your event special just for you. We also offer audio recording time in our studio for you and your group, as well as piano and drum lessons for people of all ages. For more information, reach out to us on our Facebook page, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. Call us at 864-529-5360, or reach out to us via email at sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com.
Where's my influencer?
That's on the
Under the
floor.
seat?
Yeah.
I mean, the table.
I was trying to give you a little rattle of the time. You ain't hear the time. You know what that meant. You about to step on it. There you go. You know what that meant.
Oh, no, you could tap me.
Oh, okay.
But I saw you moving something.
Okay.
You know, I don't care who tell it.
You saw it.
Yeah, man.